So I'm going to talk a little bit about the song Disaster Film specifically. I'm going to start off with my bass. And this is the bass I use for everything that I record ever since I got it. I'm not sure what year, maybe last year, 2025, maybe end of 2024. But everything that I've done with Slandal has been through this. And this is the most consistent thing of all my music. And what it is that this Nano Cortex, this is my bass rig. This is, yeah, like I said, the most consistent thing so far. My bass sound has been pretty much the same from the All Killer like EP slash record that we sort of didn't release, that we started to get back together and practicing with, and then of course the Color of Gray record is all this, all the new singles that have been coming out in the new collection for After the After Image. It's all this. Now what it started off being is the classic bass preset, but what I had done is I customized and engaged certain things in the chain. So I've added a compressor with my own settings. I put a little bit of reverb on it so it wasn't so dry. I even added a slight mix of modulation effect just to give it like a little unique movement. But it is a mono track that I record, obviously. But everything basically goes, this is my bass rig, not everything, my bass. This is my bass rig, and then it goes straight from here into my SSL. And then I have my track here, and I have a Studio EQ, very transparent. I've used other EQs in the past, but this one is just very simple. It's the one that comes with it. It doesn't, when you turn it on and like, you ever use an EQ plugin and you keep it flat, but you turn it on and off and you're like, why does it sound like there's a bunch of stuff going on? That doesn't happen with this one. So I can trust that, you know, what I'm doing, at which kind of is a lot. No. I suppose before I talk about the guitars, I should probably play the solo clip. Now, this is obviously recording from the mics on my phone out of my speakers, so it's not like a direct good thing, but it does show the bass. Everything in grayscale. Color like a disaster film. Everything in grayscale. Color like a disaster film. Everything in grayscale. You can see above the bass track here, we got Josh's drum track. This is Test C drums only, and that's the one we ended up going with, Test C. So there was a Test A and a Test B, and then this was the third attempt, and he did an amazing job on that. And this is the whole length of the song here, and you can see there's the bass. Now this is probably, does it even say 04? So this was, I do it all in one clean go without, like, you can see how there's no cuts. Like I play the whole song in one shot, and if I mess up, sometimes I'll start over. If I really like what I did before, I will. Like I don't have a problem with, you know, finding the best spot and then zooming right in and like making sure that the waveform is nice and smooth for the transition and stuff. But a lot of times I just kind of let it go. If there's a kind of, unless it's like a glaring obvious mistake, I usually just let it go. You know what I mean? I'm not too worried about perfection, that's for sure. Not stressing on it. And then, so let's just see what we're looking at for guitars. So this here is the left side. And then that's the same thing here. It's just like a single guitar on the right until there's double guitars on the right when we go in here, which is just kind of like your rhythm and your lead section, right? Now, what do we got here? We do have guitar doubles, I guess, is what I sort of named it. So we have an extra section of guitars here, so it's doubled up at the very end. Let me just crunch it down. So these are the guitars. So we have the right or the left side, the right side, left side, and the right side, and these only happen in the last half of the song. So not too bad. I'm gonna talk a little bit about my actual guitar signal chain. And so what I have is, so this is Disaster Film. So Disaster Film is played on my Jag. That entire record is featuring my Jag. And so if it's on this if the song's on the same collection as Disaster Film, this is the guitar, the Jag right here. And so this is what I use for my guitar amp. All my cleaner, it's not clean, but all my cleaner stuff is over on the Supergroup channel, down on clean. And then when I want that extra distortion, I just simply dime it, and that's it. I'm pretty much always on the Supergroup side. So I haven't played any individual clips yet, which I will do, but just really quickly, I just have a simple studio EQ on it. That's it, and it's all the same, and it keeps us in the guardrails for what this is. This is guitar. I don't need a whole lot here. It's a very gentle curve, but it starts, you know, fairly early in the frequency, and then I also make sure that I tame a bunch off, but I'm not like totally like killing it. There is so much room in here to play, but it's just a guardrail specifically for guitar. But of course, as I mentioned before with the bass, all of my guitars are directed to my guitar bus, and there's additional stuff on the guitar bus that I want to affect everything like all at once. So it's just more efficient, and it's very nice. And it's similar with what you saw on the bass, just a slightly different order, and there is a reason for that, which I don't need to get into. All right, let's just see if I can solo something. So I'll solo this. There's two, at the beginning, there's two guitars, just a single left channel and a single right channel. Take a second. I'm gonna add in the right. Okay, so I am not 100% sure if I'm using the small clone. I could listen again and pay more attention. I don't think I am. I think it's just about guitar choice, amp settings, and I definitely have this on, and the compressor. And this is where the chorus is, and this is where those big guitars are. And then, so this is like that part in behind. So right now I'm just gonna play these cleaner guitars. Oh yeah, this one just has more distortion on the guitar. All right, so I'm gonna add this. Go back. Okay, so now it's with these. Oh yeah. So now I'm gonna do with this. Okay, here we go. All right, so that's that, but I just want to show the like power chordy distortion guitar section on its own. That's what you're hearing. You're hearing the Jag into the compressor and the Laney, like straight up. No funny business. I do, you know, have like slight EQ tweaks as I had shown earlier, but most of it's just when I'm doing the full mix, it just helps. But yeah, here we go. Oh. Get rid of that. Before I get into vocals and the keyboards, which I have done, so I've got an analog synthesizer right here, but what I've been doing, and I do love these sounds, but they're very, I don't know, they are awesome, but I'm going for more retro log. And I use the Dark Choir pad, but I've changed tons of this stuff. So, but that's where I started, Dark Choir pad. And I like the idea of having this sort of like signature sound. Like, and all I mean by that is that all of the previous album, the songs that I do, when I'm doing synth, I'm using the Dark Choir pad. I'm changing octaves and I'm playing in different areas. And these are my MIDI for it, so that I can play on this to, you know, get what I want. And then I immediately bounce that, or whatever it's called, to an audio track. I don't wanna, this is weirdly inconsistent, like it's cool, but it almost feels like where you press play on the playhead could change how it sounds, which is a weird thing that might not even be true actually. But when I bounce it to audio, this is the world that I live in. This is what I wanna see. So I've got my own little nice transparent studio EQ. The synthesizers can get wild. You can get so much bass in them. You can get crazy high treble in them. So this looks a bit restrictive. You know, making sure I notch out areas that I want other instruments to shine, like guitar, for example. So that's why there's a little bit of a notch here and stuff. But I still want to stay within certain guardrails for my synthesizer. Consistency, which I love, between albums and how things are done, and I think that's really cool when a band will work on a record in a particular studio, and then that record and those songs that were done, even the B-sides, if there are any, they live in that world, you know what I mean? And that's what I like. My first record, Color of Gray, was done on this guitar here, this one. And then the second record that we're working on right now, After the After Image, is this. All of the songs always have this, and then you might see that I've got this guy in the back. This one I'm working on a collection of stuff that's tuned that way, just to kind of make it stand out. And that's where I'm introducing more of this guy and stuff. But that's the me just planning far ahead, which is really fun. But anyway, so that's the way that I do the synth. All right, let's check out the vocals. Oh, these are just extra lead tracks that I didn't use. So I put myself like a bunch of, basically it's like take 1, take 2, take 3, take 4. That's kind of like what that is representing. There's nothing there. I don't even have to mute those. There's nothing there. But what do I have? So, okay, and then so this is my left side doubling. So I don't use this technique a lot, but this is in like everything, the verses, the chorus, like this looks like it's the entire vocal track. But that makes sense. It's doubled and it's panned to the left side. There's 4 vocal tracks. So this, and then this is just the right side, the double right side. So these are centered, and there's 2 of them, and they have different volumes as well. And then this is panned more to the left, and then this one's panned more to the right. And I sing like differently. Like I'll sing softer, or I'll sing like maybe octaves higher or something like that in certain sections. Now let's just see if there are any effects on this. So what do? So I have my vocal rider, and this basically you set your zone, and I'm not going to explain plugins because that's not what this is, but the vocal rider just helps smooth it out. Studio EQ, just making sure I don't get any rumble, not taking anything away really anywhere else, making sure I don't crowd this area. I do have some sibilants being detected and being minimized. Of course, I run it through the Puig Child, and then I have this nice RS56, which I use pretty much on every track. And then anything different on the double. So there's less plugins on the double. We're talking about vocals right now, so let me just click it and let me see if there's any sends. So there's no sends. I'm not sending to any effects. So I do, if I'm scrolling, you probably see I have effects. I have effects here. So this will have like a different set of effects. Like this is the chambers. So I use that for like a vocal reverb thing. And then I have Revelation. And this is like, it's got my, I did a hall, like I created a hall reverb from Revelation. And I have other effects there that I call to in sends. This has a little bit more of it allowed to come through, really trying to melt the vocals together. And then I do have a separate backup vocals one that the vocals are treated differently. Yeah, so we've got that reverb. There's 4 total vocal tracks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go.
Hope we both have perfect lives till we're not alive. Die at the same time. Look at the state of you. Nothing but holes in you. Why do I talk to you? Some kind of issue.